Exciting day for Palantir and lots of news actually to catch up on, all while I'm recording this out in Paris today, but I just had to make a video. So first, we've got a price target increase to a whopping $31 for Palantir, as well as Palantir CTO Shyam Sankar opening up on a 50-minute plus interview posted on YouTube, as well as Palantir plastering their latest pledge for cybersecurity. So covering that first on X, Palantir posted their participation in the CISA's Voluntary Secure for Design pledge. Now, looking at the purpose of the pledge, it already makes sense why Palantir would jump on this, and also can be helpful in the competitive landscape for their products. So CISA, or for the Cybersecurity Agency for the US government, is meant to help our nation against cyber threats and to actually have a say in the infrastructure around how the technology can be more secure. And the pledge really came out of how their perspective is that there is a heavy onus on customers right now and small organizations away from those actually making the technology and to actually focus on staying secure. So obviously there's a certain level of responsibility still for users, like for example, not to get phished, but there's still a really important side of where the tech companies might need to step up a bit and cover shortfalls, especially when it's not being the default. And essentially, Palantir is pledging for the Secure by Design to seek security for customers as a core business requirement and not just an afterthought when the product's been built. So endgame really is to hit it out of the park, where out-of-the-box products have a certain level of security that consumers can expect. And business-wise, this has been how Palantir's already been operating, with security really being a huge selling point, as well as a reputational bullet point for them, since Palantir's early customer base and product development lied in the military applications. So making others play catch-up really is a win for the consumer, of course, and commercial customers, but also for Palantir, who's already designed their products to be this way. And of course, they get that first mover advantage, whereas the companies are playing catch-up. So this is actually not surprising, so we'll see if this actually works out. Next, we've got a huge 50-plus minute interview of Shyam Sankar posted on the YouTube channel The Merge. Now, I won't take their thunder, so give the video a watch when you can, but they cover a lot of Shyam's background, which is quite fascinating, but also the background on the products from Palantir itself, how it's being developed, as well as the contracting side of the government, especially since Shyam has been there from the beginning and the ground up, and really relays the struggles with working with the government early on. They of course got to bring up suing the government themselves to actually get their products utilized, as well as a viable commercial product, instead of in-house development here. And we also get snippets of how Shyam's seen in his previous articles and writings, with really focusing on winning and how that's a key factor in Palantir growing and functioning as a high-level performing engineering environment, as well as his and Palantir's perspective on the global geopolitical environment that is set up for Palantir to prove their value and almost being in a state of undeclared emergency. So we'll see if that actually plays out to how they view it. So lots of info on the government side of the business, and always great to have an inside look from Shyam, who probably has the most intimate experience on the technical side of Palantir's products, so check it out when you have a chance. Now, we've got a new Palantir price target 2 increased to $31 from Stephen Guilfoyle. Now, he referenced the strengths of Palantir's government business and the stickiness to it, where it's almost inelastic, but he thinks now part of the business is stable and they're spreading into the corporate side or the commercial side, which obviously has been the more widely touted, talked about management side, recently at least from Palantir, but still notes the stock has valuation risks. And honestly, this has been the same sentiment I've had for myself personally for a long time, and that's no surprise to you, of course, if you've watched my videos before. And you'll see Guilfoyle's theme probably resonates with a lot of other investors, that the stock has to grow into the valuation that they are at today. And it also goes without saying that if they disappoint in growth, then of course that will hurt the company, considering the growth is already priced into the company. Now, for bullish investors, even the cautious ones like myself, it doesn't mean you can't own the name and take a little risk with some of the qualitative things that we can see. And that can potentially push the growth of Palantir to meet these expectations or even exceed them later on. But even if this aligns with my kinds of views, it's not right for everyone, especially in the context of your risk appetite, the size of your position, as well as your overall portfolio allocation, and many, many more things. So please take what any person like myself or analysts say with a grain of salt, even if they have that flashy price target. But he does put out at the end that $31 price target, which is obviously ahead of the price of where we are today. And as of this recording, actually in the $24 range after that price jump today. But what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.